partnership, the life partnership, just the connection. Byron, to have somebody who's as talented and just soulful and like gifted and can do all these different things and is one of the greatest vocalists.
I'm very grateful. I thank God each and every day, and I'm just letting God guide this relationship.
Because God is in it, right?
God is in it.
That's right. Listen. Okay, this is the happy place. And we
Speak on it.
She the one you say.
Speak on it.
I heard that.
Speak on it.
He's been linked to some of Hollywood's most powerful and iconic women, yet somehow none of them stayed. Serena, Taraji, Erica, Tiffany, and now Jennifer Hudson. They all fell for Common, and they all walked away. From the outside, he looks like the total package. Award-winning, spiritual, deep, charming. The kind of man who writes love poems before breakfast and sips herbal tea while talking about healing. But behind the scenes, that's where the drama brews. Rumors swirled that Common allegedly cheated on Jennifer, trash-talked her in private, and even whispers about his sexuality surfaced. Some even hinted Jennifer might not have been entirely innocent either. Their pairing once sent the internet into a frenzy. Two Grammy-winning souls, seemingly grounded and real. Common called it one of the greatest blessings of his life, speaking of partnership, friendship, and a love that transformed him completely.
Very happy. Are you happy in your relationship?
Yes, this relationship is a happy place for me. It's like...
I love that you use the word happy place.
No, but seriously, it's like, for me, it's one of those things where I found where I can... Seeing her happy actually makes me real.
Fans were all in. Every red carpet, every casual date night. It seemed like Jennifer Hudson had finally found her happy ending. After a public, painful breakup, this felt like the fresh start she deserved. But sometimes, when love is praised that loudly, it's not always when it seems. Behind the smiles, things were already unraveling. Whispers spread online. Common allegedly getting too close to other women. Jennifer blindsided. It wasn't a one-time rumor. Sources claimed he was spotted multiple times looking far too familiar with women who weren't his partner. Insiders even hinted he was bad-mouthing Jennifer behind her back. Fans were stunned. The same man who called her the most important relationship of his life was suddenly distant. Some say it all started after Jennifer reportedly turned down his proposal. And if that's true, maybe rejection brought out the side of Common that never stays.
Speaking of EGOTs from the South Side, Jennifer Hudson,
Yes.
Your girlfriend, how special is that relationship to you?
Oh man, that relationship is one of the greatest blessings and most important things in my life, in my whole journey in life. The friendship,
One after another, stunning, successful, powerful women fell for Common, and none stayed. It's almost a punchline. He can win Grammys, but not long-term love. In a rare, candid interview, Common admitted he struggles with love addiction. Not the intimacy, but the thrill. That honeymoon rush, the butterflies, the chase. Once it fades, he checks out. Brave words, but telling. Jennifer Hudson seemed different. At one point, it looked like he was ready to change. He said he'd been going to therapy, evolving, even claimed that if he ever married, it would be her. But when the moment came, she said no. She'd seen his history, the patterns, and survived her own traumatic past with David Atunga. Legal battles, protective orders, emotional scars. She knew love wasn't just about butterflies. It was about survival.
of all time, and just this pure artist, man. Like, she's a special artist, but then to have someone who, most importantly, when it comes to relationship, is just like, it's like equal yoke. Y'all can.
Here at the Happy Place, we like to respect people's privacy, so I'm not gonna ask you too many more questions about that.
Yeah.
But you know, everybody wanna know, so I had to,
Yeah.
Ms. Hudson had to get into that thing.
We keep it private, but I want to acknowledge how wonderful she is, how great she is, so that's good.
Yes, I feel that same way about my partner.
When Common came in, Charming, passionate, promising forever, Jennifer may have wanted to believe in him. But heartbreak had taught her caution. Maybe she wasn't willing to risk her peace on a man with a history like his. Still, part of her probably hoped he'd stay. Rumors of their breakup were loud, but whispers ran deeper. Fans debated whether Jennifer rejected his proposal. Yet a darker question surfaced. Could the reason Common struggles in love be that he's hiding who he really is? The speculation has lingered for years, but it exploded again thanks to Jaguar Wright. She'd briefly dated Common, and her exit wasn't quiet. In a viral live stream, Jaguar claimed he allegedly uses black women to boost his social image while secretly preferring men. She said he doesn't truly love the women he dates. He just needs them to stay relevant, seen, and safe. In hip-hop, being openly fluid is still risky, taboo, and career-defining.
Be the type of person that never really settles with somebody. Maybe he's like a, he's like a bee going from flower to flower to flower.
But I mean, I just wish Lonnie would tell the truth. Be bisexual.
Jaguar didn't stop there. She made a sharp observation. Out of all the women Common has dated, none have ever publicly shared intimate stories about him. Not even a playful joke on a talk show. Sure, they could just be private, but in Hollywood, silence often hides strategy. The whispers intensified after one story spread in gossip circles. According to an anonymous source, Common allegedly spent almost an hour at a private event talking to a handsome, married man, ignoring the man's wife. At the end, he reportedly asked, "So, what are you doing later tonight?" The man said, "Going home with my wife." The conversation ended awkwardly. Nothing here has been confirmed by Common, but the pattern, the secrecy, the confusion, it raises questions. If he's struggling with his identity, maybe it's not just relationships he's avoiding, it's himself. Sometimes truth isn't in interviews. It's whispered behind velvet doors at 3 a.m. The kind of party where phones are frowned upon, NDAs are casual, and everyone pretends not to notice A-listers in designer sunglasses indoors. Alex wasn't a fan. He was married to one of the organizers. Harmless, right? But then, Common allegedly locked onto him. Not casually, not politely, but deliberately. For nearly an hour, he talked only to Alex, never acknowledging his wife or her role. At 3 a.m., as the event wound down, Common allegedly leaned in and asked, "So, what are you doing later tonight?" Suggestive, flirtatious. Alex replied, "Going home with my wife." The charm vanished instantly. Eye contact broke. He walked away, leaving Alex stunned. Later, his wife casually said, "Oh, you didn't know?" That was Common. One encounter doesn't define a person, but patterns and whispers often tell a story no interview can.
Found myself in what was called love addiction. My therapist broke it down was like that feeling of being like, oh, I'm in love, and it's that honeymoon period that people call it. I was addicted to that.
Context matters. Place this party story alongside years of silence from Common's exes, the emotional instability and partners quietly drifting away, and it raises questions. Is Common chasing connections he's not ready to admit? And if so, what about everyone caught in the storm? Most point fingers at Common, but some online are asking a different question. What if it's Jennifer? Before Common, her last public relationship with David Otunga was full of chaos. On the surface, they seemed like a power couple, actress and former wrestler turned lawyer raising a child. But behind closed doors, Jennifer claimed emotional abuse, obsessive calls, jealousy, and even that David used their child to spy on her. She filed a protective order. David, however, says Jennifer manipulated the narrative, accused him falsely, and allegedly cheated with producer Molly Music. When police investigated, he was cleared. So, who is really at fault? At best, it's a picture of a deeply complicated, possibly toxic dynamic. At worst, it hints that Jennifer might not be the victim she claims. Fans are starting to wonder, Is history repeating itself with Common? Whispers suggest Jennifer began pulling away emotionally long before cheating rumors surfaced. She allegedly distanced herself, skipped public events, and posted cryptic Instagram captions, subtle shade, and smiles that never quite reached her eyes. Some say she fears marriage entirely. After her painful split with David Otunga, she vowed never to legally bind herself again. So, if Common tried to commit and Jennifer wasn't ready, what was he supposed to do? And then there's the money factor. Sources claim Jennifer out-earned, out-booked, and out-leveled him, fueling subtle resentment. There are no clean heroes or villains here, just two people with complicated pasts caught in a love story that may never have been meant to last.
Why can't anybody just be honest? They're waiting for Chrissy Teigen to get plastic surgery and end up Jackie O so that they can be roommates and make musicals together. Let's just be real.
Okay.
He'd rather spend time with John Legend than any of these bitches.
Did Common cheat on Jennifer, or was he emotionally checked out long before the rumors? Did Jennifer push him away with her fear of commitment? Or was she protecting herself from a man who never stays? Maybe Common is wrestling with deeper struggles, identity, impulses, patterns, or maybe it's just speculation. Neither Jennifer Hudson nor Common has confirmed a breakup. No statements, no drama, no official interviews. If they're still together, why the coldness, the cryptic posts, the distance? Maybe both were trying to make something work that was doomed. On red carpets, they smiled like soulmates. Behind closed doors, doubt and tension ruled. Love, control, trauma, money, identity, something cracked. The full story? We don't know. Maybe Common never truly changed. Maybe Jennifer was never fully ready. Or maybe the truth lives in the silent space between them. The glances that stopped lingering. The texts that grew cold. The quiet way someone stopped trying without saying goodbye. What we do know is something cracked. Trust, chemistry, timing, something unraveled quietly. No scandalous headlines, no explosive interviews, just two people drifting apart while the world watched and guessed. And maybe that's what makes it so compelling. Not the rumors, not the whispers, but the haunting reality that even the strongest love can fall apart in ways no one sees coming.